But let's move on to the summer game fest. You know, we're not a game podcast. We are strictly on movie and TV here. But there's quite a big overlap sometimes when it comes to these games. So at the announcements, we got a new Alien game that's coming in 2023, as well as a remake remaster of The Last of Us Part 1. We got Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, also another remake, in theme with, staying on Scream. There was also news about a new Cuphead DLC, a fun-looking, old-school four-player co-op beat-em-up fighting game from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, releasing next Friday. And then we got another look from the already announced game of Gotham Knights, from the team behind the Arkham games, as well as The Quarry, which is the new Until Dawn like game, with the Uncanny Valley type of aesthetic where you just kind of button mashing and your decisions have an impact on the story. That game is actually out already right now. We got a sequel to the Goat Simulator games, the third installment. I didn't even know that there was a
The
second.
third? There's a
Yeah, it's the
second?
third. It would be
What?
really funny if like a
What?
movie just like it would be very funny to have like a movie come out that's just like the second movie and there's no original. Or even with this, it would be very funny if there's I never Googled it. I don't know. It would be very funny if there's just like a third one and in
Yeah.
the first one there's no second one. But they're probably milking that goat milk as much as they can, just cause did well on YouTube. So we got free games playing as a goat, I guess. Then we got basically a cinematic for Midnight Suns, which is a new Marvel game. Yeah, it was just a cinematic. Didn't see any gameplay yet. There was a One Piece game, and for Saints Row, they announced basically a character creator type of game. In preparation of, I guess, a remake or the new Saints Row that's coming in August. I don't know why we're still doing Saints Row. There was no announcement for, I guess, the next installment in the GTA franchise, though, just up front. Yeah, there were a few games announced that are not attached to an already pre-existing franchise, but those were like what felt like 80% of them were set in space for some reason. There's one game that comes from one of the people who worked on Dead Space 2, if I'm correct on that, and they're doing kind of like it feels like a legacy sequel or like an inspired sequel called the Callisto Protocol, that is also a space horror game. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So it was a lot of games, a lot of things you just saw on your screen flash by as I talked about them. But Lachlan, did anything leave an impression on you? Something that you are looking forward to playing at some point?
Nothing made me excited and want to play it. Like, if that's going to answer your question, nothing got me
Yeah.
super excited. The Callisto Protocol was kind of interesting, and
Hmm.
I didn't realize it was made by a Dead Space developer because
Hmm.
the entire time I thought this is just Dead Space, but way
Yes.
gorier and a bit more body horror style. So
Hmm.
that was interesting. I'd probably give that, if anything, that kind of caught my interest. But I'm a big fan of The Last of Us, so I'm very excited to replay a high resolution and better, just overall looking experience of The Last of Us 1.
Yeah.
Modern Warfare 2, I'm a COD player almost every year, except the last two for some reason. I played Warzone the entire time, so if there's nothing interesting in the single player and I'm not really feeling it, probably won't get that. But yeah, and I guess the only comment I want to make is I'm so sick of like 4-player co-op alien games. It's like the fifth one we've had and they all fucking suck. So
Yeah.
I just want another like alien isolation style game or something along those lines. I'm
Hmm.
just so sick of these 4-player co-op hordes of aliens coming at you. It's they're not interesting. They're not fun. This has been done before. So yeah, oh well.
Yeah. It's just using the IP in a way that is not like super interesting. Which
Yeah,
is like we'd love to see it be used in different ways because it's an interesting world that they have at large. I think that's why there's also so many alien movies that kind of feel different. And I shouldn't talk too much because I haven't seen most of them. I just know by secondhand knowledge through you that they're at least worth seeing, even if they're not like that great.
here's a better idea than doing an alien game. Do a predator game. Do like a hunting
Right.
predator game that's not Prey, Shadowgrounds, or whatever that other one was that came out recently, because that wasn't enjoyable either. I just want good games set in the world with those characters or those creatures, because they're fun creatures, and there's a trailer that's coming up that we're going to discuss shortly
Yeah.
that I'm very hyped about. So,
And
you
then
know,
instead of getting the Dwayne the Rock Johnson to shout out, I don't know if you saw that clip, I linked it to you, but it was so funny. In the midst of like this showcase of games, it was like 3.5 minutes of The Rock holding up Zoa in like pretty frequently, like going like this is my protein shake, protein drink, or like energy drink, Zoa. And then he was talking about Black Adam, but he didn't talk about Black Adam until like 3 minutes into his whole spiel. It's very funny to see. And
that's strange.
what we're going at with this, if we get more Predator, less superhero stuff, maybe we just get Arnold to do the same thing to us. I don't know if he has a product. You obviously need a product because, as we all know, entertainment has a cap on how rich you can get, and obviously, being the highest paid actor in the business right now with The Rock is not enough. So you gotta increase it by having a product, yada yada yada. So why not do that? Get someone
Where are
else
you
than The
going with
Rock.
this?
I don't know. I just hated it so much. It was I gotta say he seems like such a robot, and so out of touch that I was like, what is this? But I guess it was funny to see because it was so obscure. It was so unreal. But yeah.
If you just want money, you can just make a Dwayne the Rock Johnson versus the Predator, and I'm sure that will pop off. Like
Yes.
the Rock versus Predator, Rock versus Predator.
I guess he is the modern day Arnold, just way more successful. And
Way more successful.
I don't know how
And makes
Arnold.
worse movies.
Well, I don't know the relationship between Vin Diesel and Arnold. Maybe they can have a feud.
Ooh.
That could potentially be interesting. Terminator versus Triple X. The Triple X Terminator. I think it's been done before, but not usually in movie theaters. Anyways,